Okay, so I get to talk to you guys really briefly about one of my favorite newest products. Can you guess what it is? UpBEET. How many of you love this product? If you've tried it, you absolutely love it. I've heard stories and stories. So I have about 5 minutes. So what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to take a deep dive into nitric oxide and all the benefits and the two different pathways. But what I am going to tell you is that once again, our SAB knocked it out of the park with this product. They did a phenomenal job. And as you heard Dr. Susan Beck, every single health talk she did this weekend, she mentioned this product, and that's for a reason. So I will tell you that if you do want to get into the nitty-gritty of how this works and all the wonderful things that the SAB created, I encourage you to listen to Dr. Beck's launch talk on UpBEET, and that was from convention. I think you can find that on YouTube. So I don't have many slides for a good reason, but this is just a good overall slide. And what I want to start by telling you is, guys, this product is incredible because it's for anybody of any age. I mean, it increases endurance, it increases stamina, it increases circulation, it increases mood. I mean, how many of us, there's not a single activity that we can't benefit from increased endurance, increased stamina, and increased circulation. As they say, it's good from the boardroom to the bedroom and everything in between. And that's truth. So I'm going to start by telling you a little bit about my story and my experience with UpBEET. Because as we know, facts tell, stories sell. So for those of you that don't know, I am a pharmacist, but I work in retail right now. So what that means for me is that my days are super long. I work 12-hour days. I work open to close every time I work. I work in the retail setting. I'm on my feet. We don't get a lunch break in my setting. Some pharmacies I know close for lunch. We don't. That means most days I don't sit, and I don't sit at all. And so that's really hard on my legs, my feet. In addition to that, we're super, super busy. If you've paid attention or you know friends and family, I mean, those that don't take Neolife, right, have been super sick, flu's everywhere. So we are incredibly busy. I have a drive-through in my location. I'm the only pharmacist from open to close. So not only do I have to be physically on that whole time, but my mental game, I can't afford to be off. I mean, not off at all. So I, like Hattie, take handfuls of Neolife, and it has served me well. I'm one of those two tea a day. Sean said, you drink 4 servings a day. I said, Sean, it's 1 packet. It's 1 serving per 1 packet's a serving for me. But that helps me with my mental focus. So when I heard about the benefits of UpBEET, I knew that I wanted to try it. I know the great things about nitric oxide. But let me tell you, I was not expecting to feel the incredible difference that I did. I can tell you, and Tom will tell you, I have 12-hour shifts, but I never work 12 hours. I go in early, and I'm very lucky if I get out of there before 10 p.m. Shifts are 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So that quickly turns into a 13, 14-hour day. When I'm walking out, finally after the end of my day, walk into my car, guys, I still have pep in my step. I have thought to myself, no joke, I shouldn't feel this good. Like, I'm serious, this is incredible. Like, I can walk to my car, and some of the stressful days I've had, I'm like, I should be falling over, not able to make it to my car for my 40-minute drive home. But instead, I seriously feel good. And that, I tell you, is due to this product, along with some of the other Neolife products. But this product is incredible. So in addition to that, those of you who haven't tried it as a pre-workout, this is an incredible pre-workout. How many pre-workouts do you know on the market that aren't stimulant-based? If you've ever tried a pre-workout, most of them give you the tingly feeling or make you incredibly over-energetic or make you feel like your heart's about to beat out of your chest. And a lot of times those make for a good workout, but those are not good for you in the long run. So on my days off, I have committed to weight training, and 3 days a week I have a workout accountability partner. Only been doing it about 6 weeks consistently, but I can tell you my workouts have been better, stronger. I have more endurance, more stamina. I mean, I can see difference. I mean, okay, maybe you can't tell. Maybe I'm not Jamie Summer strong yet, but I'm getting there, Jamie. Next spring, you are going to come to me. You're going to be like, what are you doing? I'll be like, girl, we need to get you some UpBEET. But I can tell you I feel a difference. I am stronger. I feel better. I can start seeing a difference. So from the boardroom to the bedroom, right? Well, let's just say maybe I should talk to Tom a little later, and maybe he'll let you in on what that is, but I can just tell you it lives up to its hype. Okay, moving on. So, from the boardroom to the bedroom and everything in between. So, in addition to that, I want to tell you a couple stories about Tom. So, as you know, Tom is SWAT FBI. So, just a couple months ago, he had his PT test. They increased it in difficulty this year. The only thing he has changed is adding UpBEET to his regimen. He will tell you this has been a game changer for him. And truth be told, he hasn't been in the gym probably in the last 3 months. He was just telling me this weekend, I really got to get back to the gym. So he did his PT exam, and let's just say he's not the youngest whippersnapper on the team. In fact, he's about 3 years from retirement, if that tells you anything. So he's one of the elders, and he smoked it. He absolutely smoked his PT test. Yep. And he says it's a lot to contribute to this product. And the other thing that I'll tell you really quickly is that he had a sniper competition. And this was with all snipers who are all really good, right? And so they know what they're doing. They had a competition over a day, very rigorous. And if you know anything about making sure you're on target, you have to breathe right, you have to be in great shape, and they had to ruck in with tons of weight on their vest, on their body, on their backs, and ruck back out. When they rucked in, then they had to do all these sniper competition trainings where they had to be on target. He found out after the competition was over, his instructors told him that he was either first or second in every single event. I'm telling you, this stuff works. So I just want to leave you this. I think we have some stories about UpBEET, some testimonials, but I just wanted to let you know to remember, guys, this is what I would say is a target product. We have lots of products. You can get Pro Vitality into people. We know it works. You can get our supplements into people. We know they work, but not in a day. They usually have consistency is the key, right? That's why we have the 90-day money-back guarantee. You can sample somebody a packet of this, and they're going to feel a difference. This is liquid gold, guys. I mean, you need to be using this, not only get it in your own body, but use it for your businesses. This is a key product that we have our hands on. So remember, increases endurance, increases stamina, increases circulation for any age, from the boardroom to the bedroom and anything in between.
She's right. You can build a whole business just off UpBEET. I mean, you think about it, WD-40 is the only publicly traded company with one product. And they sell a ton of it. UpBEET, you can sell a ton of UpBEET. That being said, she's right. We have testimonials on UpBEET because you can hear science about it, but it doesn't speak as loudly as people who've tried it and felt the difference. So if we could have, I'm going to say it right now, Michelle Koval, Brian Stinnett, Kim Green, Allison Braden, Marjorie Clark, and Travis Hartman all come up here. We're going to put a minute on the clock, so if we can keep it right around a minute, that's awesome. And I'm going to actually have Kim Green, because she's got to catch a train. So if she can get up here first, please come on up and share your story.
So we were at convention, and we had the little UpBEET in our a sample, and Kirk took it right away. He always takes the tea, takes everything, and that night when we got to our room, he said, "My ankles aren't swollen." I mean, he noticed just that one time, and not that they usually swell up, but he could tell a difference in that. And then real quickly, my boys take it for pre-workout. Kirk does not leave without taking it in the morning. He takes it before he walks out the door. And then my boys use it for a pre-workout, and they're 15 and 18, and they're big boys. But there's Marine recruiters and, excuse me, other people at the gym. They're like, "What are you guys doing?" My 15-year-old is, he's 6'5", going on 6'6", but he like, I don't know what he's doing, but one of the things he does, he's pumping, like he said, "I'm at the highest level. There's nothing more to add." And so people are noticing him. I'm like, get their numbers. But anyway.
Okay, I'm going to try to give you guys 2 quick stories in 1 minute. So my quick UpBEET testimony is, and it took about a week, I think, to really notice, but I had COVID about 2 years ago, lost my taste, lost my smell, and Chelsea told me that she had gotten her smell back, so I hadn't actually been using it yet, so I decided to give it a try. And then I noticed within that week, I could start smelling things, like even basic things like cooking dinner and coming down the stairs and that aroma of dinner, like I hadn't had that. If I could smell anything, it was just bad and nasty. And then it started to help too with my taste. But another thing is my daughter, she's 24, and we kind of joke sometimes that she's kind of Eeyore. If anybody, Winnie the Pooh, Eeyore, it's like, I guess I'll do it. So when I had heard that UpBEET increases your endorphins, we decided to get her on it and have her start taking it. And she takes it every day. And her boyfriend even noticed that her mood has just been up. And she's had some stressors that have gone on, and those didn't quit. So even when a new stress came on, we noticed that she was able to handle that. And, it's like major stress, too, about getting into college and then realizing that there's a certain part of your college that's not in there yet. So it's like major things that she was trying to go through, and it was just like, okay, that kind of stinks. It wasn't a big thing like it used to be. So the mood thing definitely helps.
All right. I had a list. I came prepared, but I saw we have 1 minute and I won't have time. Mike, up here? Oh, all right. What I said before wasn't important. So my UpBEET story is that I bike, I cycle, and I haven't been cycling as much as I would like to for various reasons. And I called a buddy of mine and I said, I want to go on a group ride again, and I want to go to, what ride would you recommend? What ride would be slow? And he told me, I'll go to the Wednesday night ride, and blah, blah. So I showed up at the Wednesday night ride. Ride goes out. The fast group goes, there's a slow group and a medium group, and I went out with the fast group because the medium and the slow are usually fairly slow. And I kind of had my Ron Burgundy moment, which is, the milk was a poor choice. When I looked around and I realized that I was the slowest one in the group, you never want to be that. Because when you're riding a bike, it's like being with your friend and you meet a bear in the woods. You don't have to outrun the bear, you just have to outrun your friend. So when you're the slowest guy, you're going to suffer. Anyways, my story is I had UpBEET, and I could have held on and I would have suffered, but I actually held on and I didn't suffer, and it was easy. And it woke me up to say, hey, there's something to this. This stuff works. That's my story.
Okay. My story started about a little over a month and a half ago, and it had to do about cycling too. I took about an 8-year hiatus from riding, but decided to get back on the bike. And my first ride was a 50-miler, and not very much training. Again, I hadn't been on the bike for about, at least 8 years. I did it. I wouldn't say I crushed it by any means. I got done, had that rubbery leg feel. I mean, it just, I definitely felt 47. But then fast forward, next week, we were in the Dominican, so again, didn't have any chance to train at all. It was more vacation mode. The week coming back, I was supposed to do a 62-miler. I'm like, okay, great. The 50-miler, I already, kind of struggle a little bit. What am I going to do? And Micah actually my wife, she came up with the idea of putting a little bit of UpBEET in one of my water bottles. So I was like, okay, we'll see how this goes. And I downed it. It's about 7 miles even to get to the group ride. So in that time, I was down in the UpBEET and so forth. I get to the ride, and about 30 miles in, I'm like, man, by this time before I was already feeling fatigued. I would say probably, at about mile number 50, I was like, wow, I'm really feeling good. So I ended up taking over the group ride and leading it the rest of the way and getting done. And I'm like, okay, the legs feel great. And so from a recovery standpoint, I mean, I was definitely sold. So.
Well, Lawrence and I had the privilege of trying UpBEET in advance of convention. And I had no expectations, but I really haven't paid attention to nitric oxide. I always thought of it as something that men want to take or my sons use as a pre-workout. So, and all I knew about it when I tried it, because it was pre-convention, was that it was a pre-workout. So I started taking it, and on the 4th day, I thought, gosh, I feel happy. And I didn't really, I don't sit around. I'm not one of those people who sit around thinking whether they're happy or not. I just think about, am I giving thanks, and am I on track for my goals? So to feel happy about being on track for my goals was just odd to me. And so when I went to convention and they talked about, 36% increase in dopamine, I went, oh, wow. So I have to have this. But one of the other things that I am so thankful for UpBEET for is, most of y'all know I'm missing a kidney, spleen, adrenal, from a snow sledding accident. And I have a limit of how much caffeine I can take. So like when I take the Neolife tea, yes, I adore it, but I really can only take a half of one unless it's an absolute emergency for me to be extra alert. So I just take a half a day, and I really can't take more. And if I have coffee, I try to stick to half a cup. So, but what do I do if I want more energy? There aren't lots of options. I already take, excess treanin and all that. But the UpBEET gives me sustained energy. I can tell that extra energy, and it's not forcing my one adrenal to do more work. So it's working by creating nitric oxide or supporting it in all those, 73 trillion plus other cells. And so I'm extra happy because I get energy without stressing out my one little poor adrenal. Oh, and one other thing is I get halfway here, and I go, oh, Lawrence, I didn't bring my UpBEET. I left it. Well, he takes 2 a day, and the poor guy had to live with 1 a day on this retreat. And I just want to say thank you, honey.
So I have to admit, I didn't order UpBEET at convention when the new product came out. I thought, oh, this sounds awesome. I'd love to try this, but I have so many other things I'm always wanting to get, with the money that, that comes in. So I didn't order any, but my youngest son, Riley, wanted to sign up as a club member, and he ordered it on AutoShip. And so one of the things that's been on my bucket list has been to run a 5K. I know that sounds very small compared to what a lot of people do in here, but I wanted to be able to say that I wanted to try it. I wanted to be able to say I could do it, even though I'm not really a runner. So before COVID, I had been kind of trying to run and train and do one, but I never got around to actually doing it. So I had a friend just in the beginning of September. She just messaged me and she said, "Hey, we're going to do this 9/11 5K. You want to join us? We're the sponsors. I'll pay for you to, do it." And I was like, well, that doesn't give me much time. I don't even have time to, because it was like the next weekend. I don't even have time to train. I don't have time to, I don't even know if I'll be able to do this. But I just said, you know what? Sure. It's here. It's, available to me. So I'm just going to go ahead and try it. So I only had one day, I think it was a Thursday, that I tried to kind of run on one of our trails down in our town. And I made it farther than I thought, but I really wanted to run the whole way. A lot of the people in the 5K were just walking or doing different things, but I really wanted to run it. So I was kind of a little bit discouraged. I was like, well, I'm not going to be able to make it the whole way. But I'm going to do it anyway. So the day came of the 5K, and thankfully my son, so sweet, gave me one of his UpBEETs. Because I was like, I really just feel like I need something extra to help me with endurance. So I took the UpBEET, and this this 5K was actually a 3.7, not a 3.1, but I didn't know that. So I trucked along and I made it through the whole thing. Amazing. And wasn't even tired afterwards. And so I was telling the other people that were there, and I was a third person. It wasn't a huge 5K, so there wasn't a lot of people, but I was the third one that made it. There was 2 guys in front of me, 2 girls behind me. I was just really proud of myself. And when I found out it was 3.7, I was really happy. I was like, it just proves that, mind over matter. If I had known that I was doing 3.7 instead of 3.1, I might have stopped or slowed down. But I did, and I really believe that UpBEET helped because I wasn't able to make the whole way in the practice one that I did beforehand. So and I also have heart issues in my family, and that's another motivating factor. I've decided I'm going to just start taking it and stay on it because I really don't want to have those heart issues, and I believe that'll help with my circulation. So.
I love it. The power of UpBEET.